Hello, everybody. This is Jimmy, and we're reading with Jimmy. We're reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. This is going to be chapter 3, called The Caucus Race and a Long Tale. Very important that those titles of those chapters, as you'll see. In any case, in chapter 2, we left off, they were all in the pool of tears, the 4-inch pool that Alice had cried and when she was 9 feet tall and filled in, and there were all these animals, and they were left to hear the mouse tell his story. If you remember, there was a duck, a dodo, Laura. You can see what's going on the prior page. In any case, chapter 3 starts out, they were indeed a queer-looking party. This word queer is used a lot in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. As you'll see in a little while, she keeps feeling queer. It's queer situations. Queer is the word for strange. It was a strange. But in those days, when Lewis Carroll wrote this, queer was an acceptable word to mean strange. So the third person narrator who is actually saying this first sentence is the one telling us that they were a queer looking party that assembled on the bank. That's after they got out of the pool of tears. The birds with draggled feathers, the animals with their fur clinging close to them and dripping wet, they're all uncomfortable. They're wet. Have you ever been wet? Oh, when you're wet, you're just not comfortable. You're not dry. There's certain birds that really don't have the power like a duck. Water rolls off a duck's back. You've heard that. There's certain birds actually that don't have that enormous water shedding power, and they have to dry themselves in the sun. Those are called aningas. In any case, the first question was how to get dry again. That's the question. And they had a consultation about this. Do you know what a consultation is? It means they're talking among themselves to try and figure out how to get dry. So I want you to notice I typed in a note below the picture. Alice is always confronted by problems to be solved. This is a case since she ran down the rabbit hole, chased the rabbit down the rabbit hole. Her first problem was, of course, she was bored. And now when she went down the rabbit hole, her problem was falling, how far she's going to fall, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So she's confronted by these problems from her size, and now getting dry after being in the pool of tears. But this time, unlike the prior times where she had to confront these problems alone, she's with a group, so they have a consultation. And after a few minutes, it seemed quite natural. Notice those words, quite natural, right here. See them? Quite natural. To Alice to find herself talking familiarly with them. She's very familiar with them now. It seems natural to talk to them. In other words, it's no longer queer to have these animals talk, nor does she find it queer for her to talk to these animals. It's as if, the narrator says, it's as if Alice had known them all her life. In any case, indeed, she had quite a long argument with the Lowry. What's a Lowry? It's a parrot with bright colors, Lory. We're going to stop there, get this chapter under our belts, and realize that they're going to be consulting now on how to get dry. Remember, language is very important in Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Math is very important. And what you're seeing here is man gets used to everything, a kind of representation of what Alice is thinking about and showing in this chapter where she starts talking to these animals on how to get dry. This is Jimmy, and you're reading with Jimmy. My email is jimmy@readingwithjimmy.com, readingwithjimmy.com. Please email me your questions, comments, and I look forward to continuing Chapter 3 with you shortly. Thanks.